Welcome to Level 5 of the academic writing journey. Today we move from understanding academic texts to actually creating one, a complete academic abstract. This is a big step. By the end of this level, you will have written something that could realistically appear in a journal or thesis. In this first activity, the Abstract Architecture Masterclass, we're going to build the foundation you need to write a strong, well-structured abstract using the 5-move model that real researchers use. You might remember Swales' CARS model from earlier levels or from reading research articles. CARS was originally designed for full introductions, which can be 800, 1,500 words long. Abstracts, however, are usually only 150, 300 words. That's why researchers and EAP specialists developed a more practical 5-move structure specifically for abstracts. This version keeps the spirit of Swales, but makes it much more usable for the length and purpose of an abstract. This 5-move model is extremely common in applied linguistics, education, and social sciences journals. If you learn this structure well, you will be able to analyze and write abstracts much more effectively. Let's look at the 5-move structure in detail. This is the core framework you will use to write your abstract. M1, background, you set the scene. Why does this topic matter right now? M2, purpose. You clearly state what your study aims to do. M3, methods. You briefly explain how you did the research. M4, results. You report the key findings without all the details. M5, conclusion, implications. You explain why the findings matter and what they contribute. Notice how each move has typical language patterns. These phrases are very common in published abstracts. You don't have to copy them exactly, but they give you a strong starting point. Now, let's see this structure in action with a real example. I'm going to read the abstract while you follow the moves. Read the example abstract out loud, pausing after each move and pointing out the function. Notice how the writer moves smoothly from one move to the next. Also notice the use of hedging in M4 suggests that were also reported, and the strong implication statement in M5. Remember the metadiscourse framework we studied in Level 4? Here's how it applies specifically to abstracts. Different moves tend to use different types of metadiscourse. For example, in M1, background, you often see evidentials and transitions. In M2, purpose, you usually find frame markers and self-mentions. This study, in M4, results, hedging, and boosters are very common. When you write your own abstract, try to include a good mix of interactive and interactional resources across the different moves. Grammar also plays a strategic role in abstracts. Each move tends to favor certain grammatical features. For example, M3 methods almost always uses passive voice because the focus is on the process, not the researcher. In M4 results, you'll see a lot of reporting verbs and hedging to present findings cautiously. Don't worry about using every feature in every move. The goal is to use grammar purposefully to support the function of each move. If you ever feel stuck when writing an abstract, use this simple formula. It turns the 5 moves into easy questions you can answer. Read the 5 questions out loud. These questions are especially helpful when you're planning or when you're revising a draft. Many students find it useful to answer these questions first in note form before writing the full abstract. We're now going to go through the Abstract Architecture Masterclass in Canva. Each part builds on the previous one. By the end of this masterclass, you will have everything you need to start writing your own abstract in Activity 5.2. With the interactive generator for the Thesis Abstract Swales model, version 2.0, we are going to build together your thesis abstract in English step by step using Swales rhetorical moves. Only English is accepted in all moves and keywords. Each response must have between 40 and 60 words. I'm ready to guide you through each step. Move 1. Establishing a territory. What is already known about the topic? Why is it important? Write your detailed but concise response, 40-60 words. Let's begin from move 1.